Shit, do you ever think about destruction? I mean, not just the act of breaking apart, but destruction on a scale so immense that it rewrites the very fabric of reality. I used to fear it, the idea of things ending. But out here, floating in the abyss, I've come to see destruction for what it really is: creation in disguise. A supernova is the universe's way of showing us that chaos and beauty are two sides of the same coin. A star, after burning for millions or even billions of years, reaches a point where it cannot go on. It fights against gravity, holding itself together for as long as it can, but eventually it loses. The core collapses in an instant, and then detonation. A flash so bright it can outshine entire galaxies, a shockwave powerful enough to forge the heaviest elements, the very building blocks of planets, moons, and even life itself. I think about that sometimes, about how every atom in my body was once part of a dying star. The iron in my blood, the calcium in my bones, the carbon that makes up the core of my being, it was all created in the final, violent breaths of some ancient sun. Maybe that's why I feel so drawn to them, why I stare out at the stars and feel a sense of longing I can't explain. Maybe I'm just trying to return to where I came from. I wonder if anyone back on Earth has seen a supernova with their own eyes. Not on a screen, not as a recording from a telescope, but as a sudden, blinding light in the night sky, an explosion so far away that its death only reaches us long after the fact. By the time we see it, the star itself is already gone, and yet we witness its last breath as if it just happened. The past, caught in the act of becoming the present. There's something poetic about that. I remember watching old movies about space when I was a child, curled up under a blanket in my living room while the glow of the screen painted shadows on the walls. They always made supernovae look like disasters, something to run from, something to fear. I suppose that's the way we tend to see destruction, like it's the end of everything. But that's not true, is it? A supernova isn't just death, it's birth. The elements forged in that explosion will drift across the cosmos, gathering, colliding, forming new worlds. Some of them will settle in the dust clouds of nebulae, mixing with other remnants of past stars until gravity pulls them together again. Over millions of years, a new sun will ignite, planets will take shape, and the cycle will begin again. It makes me wonder, how many civilizations were born from the ashes of long-dead stars? How many worlds, now teeming with life, owe their existence to an explosion that once seemed like the end of everything? I think about Earth, about home. We always spoke about the stars as if they were distant, untouchable. But they're not separate from us. We are made of them. We are their legacy, their echoes, their children. And maybe, just maybe, we will one day be their ancestors. One day, the sun will die too. I used to avoid thinking about that, about the fact that our own star will expand, grow unstable, and consume everything we've ever known. The earth will be scorched, the oceans will boil, and whatever is left of humanity, if we still exist by then, will have no choice but to leave. But now I see it differently. Our sun's death won't be the end of us. It will be a transformation, a scattering of the elements that once made up our world, now free to drift, to become something new. Maybe that's the way I should see my own fate. I feel like I am collapsing under the weight of time, like gravity is pulling at my core, threatening to consume me. I fight against it, trying to hold myself together, but I know I won't last forever. And yet, if stars can be reborn from their own destruction, maybe I can too. Maybe this isn't the end. Maybe I am just waiting for the explosion, for the moment when everything falls apart, so something new can begin.